Welcome, everyone, to the AXA Engineers podcast. This is episode 31. We are so glad you could join us today. We're planning, well, a really insightful deep dive. We're digging into something that honestly touches the very core of modern civil engineering practice. Today, our focus is squarely on the strategic landscape. Think managing cutting-edge technology, managing top talent, all within civil engineering. And crucially, how innovative approaches are, well, profoundly shaping the future for all of us in the industry. This is really where we'll get into civil engineering outsourcing as a key strategic solution. A solution that, frankly, offers some pretty substantial advantages in today's fast-moving world. Now, who's this deep dive really for? It's for you, our listener. If you're keenly interested in understanding efficiencies, maybe sparking innovation or gaining those undeniable strategic advantages, then civil engineering outsourcing is something you need to know about. We're talking real-world impact here on your firm's bottom line, yes, but also project timelines, your capacity for growth, for doing that pioneering work.
Well, absolutely. And that's a great point. What we're discussing today, it isn't just, the technical nitty-gritty of getting a project done, or even just a breakdown of the latest software trends, though that's part of it. It's truly about the fundamental health, isn't it? The sustainable growth, the long-term competitive edge for engineering firms. Especially in what's becoming an increasingly complex and, let's face it, demanding market, it really touches the core of how businesses in this absolutely vital sector can not just survive, but genuinely flourish and lead.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better. And look, as we navigate this really essential conversation today, we're pulling insights directly from the material we've researched on this. And we genuinely love for you to follow us, maybe comment on what really resonates with you, share your own experiences, your challenges maybe. Your insights are just invaluable as we unpack this together. It makes this whole deep dive feel more like a collaborative exploration. Right then, let's get into it. The hidden imperative, navigating the high stakes of modern civil engineering technology. So, okay, let's really delve into this first part. When we talk about civil engineering, the mental image for a lot of people might instantly jump to the tangible stuff, right? Blueprints scattered on a table, hard hats, maybe those massive construction sites, big yellow machines. But beneath that very visible surface, there's this dazzling, often completely unseen array of sophisticated software, digital tools. And these are driving every single calculation, every intricate design detail, every crucial simulation that actually brings our modern infrastructure to life. Honestly, the pace of technological advancement just in this specific field, it's simply astounding. Just take a moment and think about the sheer breadth of these tools. We're talking building information modeling, BIM.
Oh yeah, BIM's huge now.
It is that data-rich model-based process for, well, everything. Planning, designing, constructing, managing buildings, infrastructure. It's almost indispensable now for any kind of collaborative design effort, isn't it?
Totally. You can't really operate efficiently on large projects without it.
Then there's the classic computer-aided design, CAD. Still the bedrock, really, for our precise technical drawings. Geographic information systems, GIS, letting us analyze just vast amounts of spatial data. Crucial for infrastructure planning, environmental assessments.
Absolutely critical for site selection and impact studies.
And beyond those, you've got these incredibly powerful structural analysis programs, simulating complex load paths, dynamic responses, making sure our designs are safe, they're sound.
Ensuring integrity, yeah. Non-negotiable.
And then the project management suites, keeping everything somehow on track from the first concept sketch to final completion. And the list, it isn't just long, it feels like it's constantly evolving. New versions, specialized add-on modules, entirely new programs popping up all the time.
All promising greater efficiency, more precision.
Exactly. Now, imagine a typical civil engineering firm. Let's say one aiming for leadership in its particular niche. They don't just need one or two of these programs. Not anymore. Our source material suggests, I think, that a mid-sized firm, they could be juggling 20, maybe 30 different critical applications.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, each with its own licensing maze, its own training requirements. It's a whole ecosystem. They might need licenses for dozens, maybe even hundreds of engineers across different departments, different project teams. And here's the real kicker, right? Each of those engineers, they probably need access to multiple specialized programs, not just one.
Different tools for different tasks, yeah.
Yeah.
Structural use is one thing, transport planning use is another.
Precisely. And these aren't just, one-time purchases you make and forget about. We're talking about a perpetual, often escalating investment. It just keeps going.
The subscription model has really taken over.
It has. Many are annual subscriptions, often with pretty hefty upfront costs just to get started. Then you've got the recurring renewals, And they often seem to creep up year over year, don't they?
Oh, they do. Or you have the perpetual licenses, but then there's the mandatory annual maintenance.
Right, the maintenance and the upgrade fees, which can be significant in themselves. So it's not a simple line item on the budget. It's this monumental recurring drain on capital.
A huge drain.
The sheer volume, the escalating cost. It can be truly staggering, and it's sort of humming away in the background, yet these tools are absolutely critical for every single aspect of operations, from the initial feasibility study all the way to the final stress analysis.
What's truly fascinating here, and I think often overlooked, is just how quickly those costs spiral. Beyond just the sticker price, as you laid out so well, it's not just the initial purchase, which, let's be honest, can already be substantial for high-end engineering software. It's that ongoing rent, as you called it, for the subscription licenses. It just ties up operational budget year after year. And then there's the perpetual need for updates. You have to update to maintain compatibility with your client's files, for one, to access the latest features that maybe give you an edge, and increasingly important, to ensure crucial security patches are applied. You can't afford not to.
Good point. Security's a big one.
And then critically, there's the training. Continuous, often pretty intensive training, just to make sure your team can actually wield these powerful, often incredibly complex tools effectively, efficiently.
So it's not just buying the tool, it's learning to use it properly.
Exactly. So this isn't merely an expenditure you can budget for once and tick off. It's a significant recurring drain on capital, year after year. It just consumes resources that strategically could be doing other things. Business development, R&D, maybe investing more in your core talent. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, what the source material really brings to light is that beyond the direct financial cost, there's this massive opportunity cost. Think about the time your internal IT teams, or even your highly skilled engineers, spend managing licenses, troubleshooting software glitches, constantly researching the next update.
Instead of doing engineering work.
Precisely. It can consume a really significant chunk of a firm's operational overhead. You're diverting these highly skilled people from strategic revenue-generating activities into administrative support functions. And this challenge, it isn't unique to one firm struggling alone. It's industry-wide. It's this phenomenon where the very tools designed to make us more efficient, more precise, can paradoxically become an efficiency bottleneck themselves.
How ironic is that?
It is. And it happens precisely because of that immense cost, their inherent complexity, and the constant demand for skill upgrades. You listening right now, if you're a leader or a professional in civil engineering, you've undoubtedly grappled with these exact line items in your budget, trying to balance having the best tech with, well, financial prudence. It's a universal struggle, often quite frustrating.
So, okay, what does this all boil down to for a firm? A firm that's desperately trying to stay competitive, right? Trying to deliver those top-tier projects, keep their team right at the forefront of the industry. It means this constant tightrope walk, balancing having access to the absolute best, most cutting-edge tools available, and maintaining a healthy, sustainable bottom line. It's tough.
It really is.
Every quarter, every fiscal year, you're scrutinizing that software budget, going through it with a fine-tooth comb, and asking that really crucial question. Can we actually afford the next leap forward? Can we invest in the newest version, that latest module, the most advanced analysis package, without compromising something else vital?
Like hiring or marketing or something else entirely.
Exactly. It's a strategic dilemma that can literally define a firm's trajectory. It determines if you lead or if you just follow the pack. And it's this relentless pressure, ironically, that often pushes firms down that really perilous path, the path of quick fixes.
Ah, yes, the quick fixes.
Solutions that promise immediate relief but often hide these substantial long-term costs. And it's precisely why this conversation around smart civil engineering outsourcing, particularly with partners like AXA Engineers, has become so absolutely vital.
Which leads us perfectly into the next point, this critical question that the source material really digs into. Why? Why do firms even consider these so-called quick fixes when the stakes, as we've just discussed, are demonstrably so high?
Well, often it's a pragmatic response, isn't it? Albeit perhaps a short-sighted one. It's a response to that immense financial pressure we just talked about.
The immediate pressure. Exactly. When you're facing a looming budget deadline, maybe delaying a big software update or postponing a major license renewal, it might genuinely seem like a viable way to save, tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands, depending on the scale, right now in this fiscal year.
Makes sense on paper in the short term.
It does. Or opting for a cheaper, maybe less robust tool. Or even trying to get by with freeware for certain tasks. It might appear to cut a significant line item from the balance sheet. Immediate relief.
Looks good to the accountants for that quarter.
But, as our research clearly identifies, these seemingly logical cost-cutting measures, they almost invariably backfire. They lead to severe long-term repercussions that far, far outweigh any initial temporary savings. It's what some people call accumulating innovation debt, that growing unseen backlog of necessary but expensive upgrades, training, that eventually must be paid, often with significant interest in terms of lost efficiency or rework.
Innovation. I like that term. It really captures it.
It does. So let's dive a bit deeper into what inefficiencies truly means in this context, because it's not just about things moving a little bit slower, is it?
No, it sounds much worse than that.
It is. We're talking about engineers having to resort to manual workarounds, clunky processes, simply because the cheaper tool they were given lacks a specific, maybe essential feature that a more advanced program would just offer natively.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Imagine, say, a geotechnical engineer having to manually re-enter complex soil boring data from an older surveying tool into a modern foundation design software package. Why? Simply because the data formats are incompatible. The cheaper tool doesn't export correctly.
Oh, I can see the potential for errors there.
Huge potential for errors. It's not just an annoyance. It's a high-risk activity. It can introduce mistakes. It can delay critical design phases by days, maybe even weeks. And it multiplies liability exposure. It also leads to just repetitive soul-destroying tasks because you have these fragmented software ecosystems where data isn't easily shared or integrated.
So people are entering the same data multiple times.
Exactly. Forcing engineers to re-enter information, manually convert formats between programs, and crucially, there's a significant amount of time just lost, wasted, due to clunky interfaces in older software, outdated functionalities, or just the sheer effort involved in trying to make incompatible systems talk to each other.
Fighting the tools instead of using them.
Precisely. These aren't minor annoyances. They are significant drains on productivity. They add up exponentially across a project, across an entire organization, slowly eroding profitability and, frankly, morale, too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Frustrating for the engineers. And one area that really stood out in our source material, and one that I know causes immense frustration from personal experience, is the prevalence of these compatibility issues.
Ah, yes. The bane of many projects.
Isn't it just, imagine a large-scale civil engineering project, maybe a complex bridge rehabilitation or a big urban master plan. You've got a team, dozens of engineers, all contributing their specialized skills, structural, geotech, hydro, environmental.
Lots of moving parts.
Lots of moving parts. Now imagine one part of that team is stuck working on an older version of a critical design software. Maybe because, their department decided to skip an update cycle to save money.
That quick fix we talked about.
Exactly. While another part of the team, or maybe an external consultant they're working with, is on the shiny new version, what inevitably happens next? Chaos.
Files won't open.
Yeah.
Or they open with errors.
Right. Files don't open correctly. Data gets corrupted during transfers. Maybe it loses critical metadata or geometric precision gets messed up. Revisions from one team might overwrite or misinterpret changes from another. It leads to this constant back and forth.
Troubleshooting, debugging, rework.
Total nightmare. It's not just an annoyance causing a few minor delays, it's a genuine productivity killer. It can grind entire projects to a halt, leads to immense frustration, wasted hours, spiraling costs.
I've seen it happen. It's painful to watch.
It really is. It just directly undermines the whole collaborative nature of modern design. And that seamless data flow you absolutely need for complex civil engineering outsourcing projects.
Absolutely. And elaborating further on the impact, these issues, they inevitably cascade, don't they? They cascade into severe project delays, and they genuinely put quality at risk, as the source material starkly highlights.
Right. It's not just about being late.
No. Every single moment your team spends troubleshooting software glitches, wrestling with incompatible files, performing those manual workarounds we discussed, that's a moment lost. Lost from actual engineering design, from rigorous analysis.
The core work.
The core value-add work. These are critical hours that could be dedicated to refining structural elements for better performance or lower cost, or optimizing material usage for sustainability goals, or conducting more rigorous environmental impact assessments. And missed deadlines. They're not just inconvenient. They often trigger significant financial penalties written into contracts.
Ouch. Liquidated damages.
Exactly. They erode invaluable client trust, which is so hard to win back. And they can inflict lasting reputational damage on a firm. In our industry, where trust, reliability, precision, They're paramount. The stakes are incredibly high.
Absolutely critical.
But perhaps even more critically, maybe the most dangerous part, is when teams are forced to compromise on the quality or the capability of their tools. They might inadvertently compromise on the thoroughness of their analysis, or the precision of their design specifications, or the robustness of their testing protocols.
That sounds serious.
It is. This isn't some hypothetical risk. It's a very real one, with potentially catastrophic consequences down the line. If a tool cannot perform a certain complex simulation, maybe a dynamic seismic analysis for a building in an earthquake zone, or a complex hydraulic model for flood prediction,
Or if its data output is just less precise, less reliable.
then engineers might have to make overly conservative assumptions, which can be wasteful and costly in terms of materials. Or, far worse, they might miss potential design flaws entirely because the tool simply couldn't reveal them. This directly impacts the integrity, the long-term performance, and most importantly, the safety of the final civil engineering project. That gap left by these limitations, as the source puts it, it isn't just about efficiency. It puts the very essence of engineering excellence, safety, reliability, public welfare into profound jeopardy.
So, okay, let's bring this all together. What does this mean for the strategic planning of your firm listening right now? It means those savings you might think you're realizing from these seemingly logical shortcuts, they are in reality nothing more than a mirage, a false economy.
Completely false.
They get quickly eaten up, and then some, by the tangible costs of rework, fixing mistakes, by the severe financial implications of missed deadlines, those penalties, and by the intangible but very real and damaging cost of a diminished professional reputation.
Reputation is everything in this business.
It truly is. It's a short-term gain that inevitably leads to significant long-term pain. And that accumulating innovation debt we talked about, especially in the context of civil engineering outsourcing, where precision, reliability, adherence to tight schedules, they aren't just expected, they are absolutely paramount.
Table stakes.
Exactly. Clients choose civil engineering outsourcing partners like AXA Engineers precisely because they expect seamless, high-quality, technologically advanced delivery. If you compromise on your tools internally, you directly undermine that core value proposition and, frankly, your firm's credibility in the outsourcing market.
Right.
So, having laid out those pretty profound challenges, managing tech, managing talent in-house, the critical question becomes, is there a better way? Is there a viable path forward that actually addresses these issues head-on without just shifting the burden somewhere else?
$1 million question.
It really is. And this is exactly where the approach outlined by AXA Engineers truly, well, it shifts the paradigm in civil engineering outsourcing. It feels different. The source material we looked at actually poses the question directly. What if there were a way to keep your processes cutting edge without the financial burden?
A very appealing question.
Isn't it? And here's where AXA Engineers steps in. With what feels like a genuinely game-changing solution, one that really speaks volumes about their deep understanding of the industry's actual pain points.
They clearly get it.
They do. They aren't just offering another service, they're presenting what feels like a revolutionary paradigm shift in how firms can access and leverage advanced technology. Just imagine this for a second. You, as a civil engineering firm leader, imagine being able to access all the cutting-edge tools, the ones you desperately need to stay competitive, the ones your clients increasingly expect you to use.
The really expensive ones.
The really expensive ones, the ones you maybe just can't justify buying for every single team member, or keeping perpetually updated because of those prohibitive costs and the sheer management overhead. Now, imagine having access to all of that, seamlessly integrated into your project workflow, without ever seeing another intimidating software license renewal invoice hit your desk.
Music to a CFO's ears.
Absolutely. Or having to budget for those expensive annual updates, or worrying about the constant training costs. That's the core, incredibly powerful promise behind AXA Engineers' civil engineering outsourcing model. Access without the ownership burden.
It's compelling.
Let's elaborate a bit on what latest software truly means in this context, coming from AXA Engineers. It signifies really a definitive end to that constant worry about outdated versions slowing projects down, or creating those frustrating compatibility headaches when you're collaborating with clients or partners who are always on the newest releases.
Which happens all the time.
All the time. It means always having the most advanced features available to you, the most powerful algorithms for those complex simulations we talked about, the most efficient workflows right at your disposal, ready to tackle even the most intricate civil engineering projects.
So you're always using the best tool for the job.
Pretty much. Think about, say, the rapid evolution in parametric design tools recently, or advanced geospatial analysis platforms. With AXA engineers, you're not just getting access, you're leveraging continuous innovation without ever having to carry that substantial innovation debt that typically comes with trying to keep everything cutting edge in-house.
That's a huge advantage.
You get the benefit of progress, but without the fiscal anxiety that usually comes with it. That feels like a fundamental differentiator in strategic civil engineering outsourcing.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is the sheer elegance and, frankly, the strategic brilliance of the AXA Engineers model. It's not merely about just granting access to the software itself, although that's a huge piece. It's profoundly about ensuring that you, the client, get the most out of it.
Maximizing the potential.
Exactly. The source material explicitly states that AXA Engineers provides not just the tool, but the expertise to wield it effectively. Their teams are specifically described as being skilled and trained to maximize its potential. Now, this isn't just suggesting a basic level of proficiency, like knowing where the buttons are.
No, it sounds deeper than that.
It is. It speaks to a deep, nuanced understanding of the software's capabilities. Its hidden features, maybe, its optimal application for diverse engineering challenges, and crucially, how to push its boundaries, perhaps, for innovative solutions. This really transforms what might otherwise be seen as just a simple outsourcing expense into a strategic investment.
An investment in what?
An investment in optimized output, in enhanced precision, in accelerated project delivery. All key advantages when you're choosing a civil engineering outsourcing partner. And just think about the profound implications of that phrase, without the recurring costs of ownership.
That's the clincher for many, I bet.
It really is. That phrase encapsulates a significant liberation. Liberation of capital, liberation of operational overhead for your firm. It means no more large capital expenditure outlays for those expensive perpetual licenses, which can tie up significant cash flow, especially for smaller or mid-sized firms.
Frees up cash?
It does. It means no more grappling with depreciating software assets on your balance sheet, which adds administrative complexity nobody wants. And crucially, it means a predictable service-based cost structure. You know you're paying without the unwelcome surprise of unexpected upgrade fees hitting the budget, or those escalating annual maintenance contracts.
Predictability is huge in business planning.
Immense. So this model, it frees up significant internal capital that can then be strategically redirected. Instead of being tied up in managing IT infrastructure, negotiating software procurement deals, funding ongoing internal training programs, your firm can deploy that capital into areas that directly drive growth, innovation, core business development. It's a powerful fiscal advantage. It fundamentally alters the economics of operating a modern civil engineering firm. And it makes strategic civil engineering outsourcing, particularly with a partner like AXA Engineers, a truly attractive, compelling proposition.
Okay, and here's where, for me, it gets really interesting, where AXA Engineers truly seems to shine and differentiate itself in this whole civil engineering outsourcing space. Because, look, it's one thing to say, okay, you get access to the latest software. That's good. That's valuable.
Definitely valuable.
But it's another thing entirely, like a completely different level of advantage to have a dedicated team that lives and breathes that software day in, day out.
The human element.
Exactly. The power of people. Imagine this scenario. You partner with AXA Engineers, and you gain access to a team of highly specialized engineers. And their singular focus, their primary job, is to master these incredibly complex, often proprietary software tools.
Tools your team might only use occasionally.
Precisely. The AXA team, they stay ahead of every single update. They understand every nuanced feature, every new shortcut, every subtle change in functionality. This isn't just general engineering skill, which of course is valuable in itself. We're not discounting that. But this is specialized, tool-specific mastery. And that translates directly into, well, unparalleled efficiency and consistent quality for your civil engineering outsourcing needs.
That makes a lot of sense. Deep expertise.
Let me try and give an illustrative example just to make this really concrete for everyone listening. Instead of your own in-house engineers who are already juggling multiple project responsibilities, probably battling those compatibility issues we talked about.
Wearing multiple hats.
Exactly. Instead of them spending precious, often billable project time struggling to learn a brand new software module, or troubleshooting some vexing software glitch that's holding things up, or poring over dense technical manuals trying to find a workaround.
Wasting valuable hours.
Right. The AXA Engineers team, they already have that proficiency deeply embedded. It's second nature to them. Their learning curve on these specific tools is essentially non-existent because they use them every single day.
Hit the ground running.
Exactly. This means faster execution of tasks, significantly fewer errors that might stem from misapplying the software or not knowing its full capabilities, and ultimately it means a consistently higher quality output for all your civil engineering outsourcing projects. Your team, back in your office, can then focus on the bigger picture, the overarching design challenges, the strategic client relationships, the unique problems that only your firm, with its specific history and culture, can solve.
While the AXA team handles the precise, technically demanding execution with expert, practiced hands.
It's about that seamless integration of specialized talent right where you need it.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture again, this aspect of AXA Engineers' offering, it directly addresses one of the most critical, most persistent challenges for civil engineering firms today, and that is talent acquisition and retention, particularly in these highly specialized software domains.
Finding the right people is hard.
It's incredibly difficult. Finding, hiring, and then continually training engineers on these niche advanced software packages. It's tough, it's time-consuming, and it's very, very expensive. The talent pool for some of these specific skill sets can be quite shallow. Competition is fierce, and the investment required for continuous professional development for your in-house staff is significant. It's ongoing. It needs dedicated budgets, management oversight.
It's a constant battle.
It really is. It's an uphill struggle for many HR departments and team leaders. Now, AXA Engineers, through their civil engineering outsourcing model, essentially pre-solves that complex problem for you. Well, they deliver these ready-to-deploy, highly proficient teams. Their expertise is already cultivated, it's continuously updated as the software evolves, and it's meticulously maintained through their internal processes. This shifts the entire burden of that specialized talent management from recruitment through onboarding to ongoing training and professional development entirely off your shoulders.
That's a significant weight lifted.
It is. Which raises an important question. What does that phrase, train to maximize its potential, truly mean in a practical sense?
Good question. What does it mean?
Well, it implies much more than just basic operational knowledge, right? More than just knowing how to press the right buttons in the right order. It suggests a deep, intuitive understanding of the software's advanced functionalities, its most efficient workflows, maybe its less obvious shortcuts that save tons of time, and crucially, its best practices for specific civil engineering applications, whether that's complex finite element analysis for a skyscraper or sophisticated hydrological modeling for a new watershed management plan.
Tailored expertise.
Exactly. It means they can leverage the software to its absolute fullest extent, which, in turn, can dramatically reduce project timelines. It allows for more rapid optimization of design iterations, and it significantly improves the overall quality and robustness of your final engineering outputs. This level of intrinsic efficiency built into the team, that's a competitive advantage that is incredibly hard, maybe even impossible, to replicate fully in-house without immense continuous investment. It makes AXA Engineers a truly compelling civil engineering outsourcing partner, going far beyond just cost savings.
Okay, so let's unpack this final piece, the strategic advantage. This truly feels like the ultimate so what from the AXA Engineers model for civil engineering outsourcing, because it really does transcend just simple cost savings, although let's be clear, those are certainly compelling on their own and important.
Very important.
But this is fundamentally about something bigger. It's about strategic freedom, operational agility. When that immense burden we've discussed, software ownership, the relentless cycle of updates, the intricate management of highly specialized technical execution, when that's expertly lifted from your shoulders by a partner like AXA Engineers, what does that empower your core in-house team to actually do?
What possibilities open up?
Exactly. What new horizons open up for your business? How does this fundamentally change your competitive posture in the market? Let's brainstorm some of these critical strategic priorities that suddenly become more achievable. With AXA Engineers handling the intricate technical execution using their specialized teams and their cutting-edge software, your in-house team can redirect their invaluable time, their energy, their mental bandwidth to areas that directly fuel your firm's growth and innovation, for instance.
Business development comes to mind immediately.
Absolutely. Actively pursuing lucrative new markets you maybe didn't have the bandwidth for before, forging stronger, more meaningful client relationships built on trust and strategic partnership, not just transactions.
spending more time understanding their real needs.
Right. Proactively identifying new opportunities instead of just reacting, instead of being bogged down in the minutia of daily technical tasks. Imagine dedicating significantly more senior engineer time to actually pitching innovative solutions to potential clients, or planning expansion into new geographic regions.
Or innovation, real R&D.
Yes, your team can invest precious resources in genuine research and development. Maybe exploring truly novel materials like self-healing concrete or advanced composites, or pioneering groundbreaking methodologies, maybe using AI for predictive maintenance on infrastructure assets.
Developing unique proprietary solutions that really set your firm apart in a crowded market, giving you that significant competitive edge, perhaps in sustainable design or green infrastructure.
What else? Talent development, surely.
Definitely. Focusing on nurturing the critical soft skills within your team. Leadership capabilities, high-level, complex problem-solving prowess.
The things that software can't replicate.
Exactly. The inherently human skills. The true differentiators in human capital that build a resilient, adaptable workforce ready for future challenges.
And client engagement.
Huge potential there. Imagine having substantially more time to truly understand your clients' evolving needs, their strategic goals, allowing you to offer more bespoke, more creative solutions, fostering deep, long-lasting loyalty.
Becoming a true strategic advisor, not just a service provider executing tasks, more consultative.
Precisely. And finally, simple expansion.
Right. You could confidently explore opening new offices, scaling up operations in existing markets, or maybe diversifying your service offerings into related fields like environmental consulting or asset management.
All without that corresponding massive surge in software licensing costs and specialized training expenses that would typically handcuff such growth plans.
So the AXA Engineers model actually acts as an accelerant for expansion.
It really does. What's truly fascinating here is the complete transformation that can occur. You go from managing what might feel like an operational bottleneck, the tech, the specialized skills, to leveraging a profound strategic asset, the partnership with AXA Engineers. By intelligently offloading the complex, often resource-intensive technical execution tasks to a specialist in civil engineering outsourcing like AXA Engineers, your firm doesn't just save money, it fundamentally gains a significant, sustainable, competitive edge.
How so?
You become inherently more agile, more responsive to sudden market shifts or new client demands, and far more capable of pursuing and seizing those high-value opportunities that your competitors may be still bogged down by internal resource constraints might simply miss entirely. This is really about elevating your firm's strategic capabilities and its overall market position.
I like that. Elevating the firm.
Think of it using an analogy that might resonate with leadership. Imagine a brilliant conductor leading a world-class orchestra. The conductor doesn't play every instrument right. Their genius lies in ensuring every section, strings, woodwinds, brass, percussion, plays perfectly together in harmony, bringing the composer's vision to life with precision, with passion.
Got it.
By partnering with AXA Engineers for your civil engineering outsourcing needs, you, as the leader of your firm, effectively get to be that conductor. AXA Engineers handles the instruments, the specialized software, the technical proficiency, the flawless execution, allowing your firm, your core team, to conduct the entire symphony of growth, innovation, and strategic direction. You get to focus purely on the overall vision, the big picture, delivering magnificent results for your clients.
That's a powerful analogy. Leveraging specialized expertise to dramatically elevate your own strategic position and impact. I like that a lot. So, okay, let's bring it home. What does all this mean for you, the civil engineering leader, the dedicated professional listening today? It means shifting your days. Shifting it from the nitty-gritty, often anxiety-inducing details of managing software licenses, tracking training logs, recruiting very specific technical talent, shifting your gaze up to the expansive horizon of what your business could truly become.
Thinking bigger.
Thinking bigger. It's about seeing civil engineering outsourcing, especially with a partner like AXA Engineers, not as just a cost-cutting measure, though it certainly offers that benefit too, but seeing it as a powerful, undeniable growth accelerator. It's about creating the capacity, the bandwidth, the clarity to focus on what only your firm can do best, on your unique value proposition, while ensuring all the critical, complex technical work is handled with the highest level of expertise and efficiency by a trusted partner like AXA Engineers.
Right. We have covered a lot of ground in this deep dive today, haven't we?
We certainly have. It's a dense topic. It is. We've really explored those often overlooked yet substantial costs and complexities, the ones associated with managing cutting-edge in-house software and specialized talent in civil engineering. We've dissected that perilous path of quick fixes and tried to reveal their hidden, often detrimental long-term costs, showing that true savings are rarely found in cutting corners.
A crucial lesson.
And most importantly, I think, we've unveiled the elegant, really strategic solution offered by AXA Engineers through intelligent civil engineering outsourcing, highlighting how it truly redefines access and excellence in this space.
Indeed. And I think what we've really explored today represents a genuine, tangible shift in how civil engineering firms can operate, how they can not only survive in today's world, but actually thrive and innovate in what's an increasingly tech-driven and highly competitive global market. The core benefit, as we've seen time and again in our discussion, is that unparalleled access. Access to cutting-edge technology, access to highly skilled, specialized teams, all delivered without the burdensome recurring costs and the significant operational overhead of ownership.
Which is the key.
It's the key that unlocks everything else. It fundamentally frees your firm to focus its invaluable energy, its precious resources, on strategic growth, on real innovation, on the unique value proposition you offer your clients, ensuring long-term sustainable success.
Exactly. And this proactive approach by AXA Engineers addressing these significant industry challenges head-on, it really does inspire strong confidence.
And trust.
It shows they understand the business, not just the tech. Precisely. They're not just offering a commodity service. They're positioning themselves as an indispensable partner. A partner for achieving excellence, for driving efficiency, and ultimately for securing your firm's future success. They seem to be anticipating the pains of modern civil engineering practice and providing this robust, forward-thinking antidote, allowing you, the leader, to focus entirely on your highest strategic goals. So as you look at your own firm's future, its upcoming projects, its untapped potential, its overall strategic direction, maybe ask yourself this profound question. What truly unique, perhaps even world-shaping innovations could your firm achieve? What new heights could you reach if you were entirely liberated to pursue your highest strategic vision? With the financial and operational burden of keeping up with cutting-edge technology and finding specialized talent expertly managed for you,
Just imagine the possibilities that unlocks. The question really isn't just about saving money in the short term, is it? It's about unlocking that unspent potential, realizing new opportunities you couldn't grasp before, fundamentally transforming your firm's capacity for leadership and impact in the entire civil engineering landscape.
well said. And if that thought, that question, sparks an immediate, compelling answer within you, then it seems pretty clear you might be ready to explore how AXA Engineers can redefine your operational landscape and truly empower your next strategic leap. We strongly, genuinely encourage you to reach out to AXA Engineers today. Discover how their tailored civil engineering outsourcing solutions can accelerate your firm's journey toward unparalleled success in innovation. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. It's been a great conversation.
Really enjoyed it.
Don't forget to follow us for more insights like these. Leave a comment, let us know your thoughts on today's discussion. Did it resonate? Or maybe share this deep dive with a colleague, someone else in the industry who really needs to hear this critical information. We love hearing from you and being part of your ongoing journey in civil engineering.